Thank you, thank you. Thanks for all the kind words. All right. Man, this is exciting. We're at Disneyland. So fantastic. I've been to Disneyland like 100 times. I came here with my dad when I was growing up. So grew up in Huntington Beach and in Arizona. Okay, so here's my resume. I don't really like talking about myself, but all of the cool stuff up there, it's because of all the people I partner with. It's not just me. I'm not just special. I just look for talent. So if you're in the room with anybody here that brought you, they're looking for talent. They're looking for business partners. And I do the same thing, and I contribute everything to my success because of the people I try to surround myself with. It's really, really important. So here we go. How I got into real estate. I'm a third-generation real estate agent. I started farming neighborhoods when I was 8 years old and stuffing envelopes for my dad. He owned a brokerage called Newland Properties. I don't know if you guys local know the Newland House in Huntington Beach, California, but that's how I started. Fast forward, full-time real estate. I was in a trucking industry. I owned a trucking company and a logistics brokerage, and I was failing. And so I needed to change my life really bad. And so what I did is I shut down the company. I took a local job, got up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I would deliver freight. I would go to night school also for college in Arizona. And then I would take a bird bath in the morning, about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd go door knocking. That's how I got into real estate. Matter of fact, 2 days ago, I was teaching my son door knocking to pass out his flyers for his auto detailing business. So as a family, my wife, Rebecca, went out there with us, and so that was kind of cool. All right, so I want to deliver as much value to you as possible, and we got a ticking time right here. So what's working in real estate? Guys, everything is still working. It's the real estate agents that are not working. Right? And the reason why is because the last 5, 6 years, we've just picked up the phone. We picked up the phone, said, yes, I can list your house. I can show you that property. So a lot of us stopped marketing. A lot of us stopped doing the basics. And so what's important today is let's get back to basics. That's the simple equation. Now, yes, internet leads work. Now, here's a caveat. Are you running cash offer ads to get listings? Because if you look at this business, the way the competition has come into the marketplace with all the wholesalers, with all the investors and the flippers, and they're your clients. They're your associates. There's people in this room that are doing that. They're taking the listings from you because they're willing to do the work. They're willing to call. They're willing to door knock. They're willing to drive neighborhoods to see the dilapidated property, and they're going to stop, they're going to open the door, they're going to walk up and knock on that door. That's something a lot of real estate agents aren't doing today, and that's how I started because that's how I was taught. Okay, so all of that stuff's still working. In this environment, and this is something that I've always done in my career, is I believe that everybody in this room should become a great listing agent. The buyer stuff's going to work itself out. I'm one of those people, the 33%. Right? And so am I going to get trained on that? Yes, we got all the forms. We're starting to look through it, understand it. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to figure it out. I'm going to become a listing agent because that solves the problems where I don't have to work with buyers. I don't like working with buyers anyway. Right? I trained as buyers are liars. I was trained that way. So why would I want to go through that? I don't have a contract to get paid in the past with a buyer. So now we have to do a presentation in order to list a buyer, which I think is fantastic because the people that are become professional at that are going to make way more money. You have to understand what's going on in real estate. So if you don't want to mess with all the buyer stuff, don't. That's okay. Just become a great listing agent. All right. Like I said before, it's the basics. We've got to meet new people. We've got to add people to our databases. If we're not adding people to our database, it's stale. There's going to be, in the future, it's going to be harder and harder to control what people do. Right? This is natural. And so the database, in the past, we'd get 10% out of the database. It's probably 8% right now. Might go to 6, might go to 5. Who knows? Because the sellers have options. The sellers have options on the process and who they want to hire. So if they want to hire a Zillow agent, if they want to hire somebody from Redfin, if they want to hire EXP, if they want to hire, Coldwell Banker or whatever, they can. And all of those people are competing for their business. And so for you to become in relationship with them, backed with marketing, backed with value, I think it's going to help you win. But you got to make those phone calls. You got to get into relationship with them. You got to do client events, all of that. Okay, does that resonate with you? Okay, back to the basics. All right, so it's also a sales business. So there's a lot of people just had some conversations that weren't focused on creating the sales part. They're not paying attention to the business as, hey, look at me. So we've seen all the TikTok dance videos for real estate agents and all that stuff. That's all fun in the past because it was a fast market. Today they want a professional. And you have to become the professional. But you still have to draw their attention on social media. You have to draw their attention if you're farming a neighborhood or doing an open house and all of that. Okay? It's also a marketing business and effort. And what I'm seeing right now is a lot of agents are not putting in the effort. Some of them are starting to wake up, but that'll help if you guys wake up and start putting more and more effort into the businesses. It's got to be a focus, right? It's all based on trust. So you're building trust through marketing. You're building trust through communication. Everything that you're doing in your daily lives, you're sharing on social media, that's either promoting trust or it's taking it away with the people that are paying attention to you. So think about what you're putting out there and start improving it. Okay? All right. Let's see here. The next thing I want to talk, because we've got a running clock, is building your sales business, your sales team, a brokerage if you're a broker owner in the room, a organization. Okay? Like I said before, I partner with great people in order to build an organization. It is not just me. I rely on other people. They have different skill sets. Now, I can create a big vision, which I've got a big vision of what's possible. And I think everything is possible. But I've got to sell it to myself every day. You guys have to sell it to yourselves every single day. So what is your vision? Have you taken 2 or 3 hours to write it down? That right there is the first step. So if you're like, hey, I just want to be a great salesperson. Okay, that's fantastic. Let's get clarity on what that means to you and what that's going to benefit you. So the next thing, you guys take this picture slide. I'm not going to go through every single one of them because of time. Be on a mission. This month or today, what do I need to be doing? If I'm going to grow a sales team, do I need to be hiring people? Do I need to, be looking for listings to help support my organization or my team or my brokerage? I've got to figure out what my mission is today, and then I can, put it out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, the next thing is back it with your values. Don't go into relationship with hiring a new agent if the values are out of alignment. It will just increase the frustration for you. So if they want 6 days off of work and they only want to work 1 day a week, well, and you're a person that's working 6 days a week, it's probably not going to match because you're just going to get frustrated with that agent. So just say next. Right? Resonate with you? Good. Okay. Questions to ask yourself. Who am I today? Where am I going? Right? It's part of your vision. I think your vision has to have a vision for business and a vision for your personal life. And these are the questions here that you should be starting to ask yourself. And you're going to come up with a whole bunch of other questions as well when you do this process. But it's going to give you clarity. And clarity is going to get exciting because you'll know what to do every single day. I knew when I was building an EXP organization that I was going to do it. I didn't know how, but I knew people. I knew I was going to contact them, and I was going to find great business partners, and I have that. And there's a tremendous amount of those people in this room right now. There's a lot of people that are part of my business that are not in this room right now that are just as important. So think about that. All right, other tools to build an EXP organization. We're using all of these, and you guys will get all these slides, but we're out of time. I would take a picture of this. I got 10 seconds left. This means a lot to me and a lot of people in my organization. right here. The courage to lead and the heart of a teacher. Think about that when you're partnering with people. I'm out of time. Here we go, Rosie.